Hi everybody, it's Barbara. I'm back today with another card construction. I'm going to show you how I did all these little strips using the Ride the Waves Die-namics. Sometimes it's a little hard to get them all lined up properly because they want to flop all over the place. Here is how they're cut out. Let's ride the wave. And there's a certain way that they have to go to all fit together. They have to go in that order, the way you cut them out. So on this card I'm using Sweet Tooth cardstock for my base and for the layering panel. And for my waves I am using Ripe Raspberry, Summer Splash, Fuse Green, In the Buff, and Limelight. And I will link everything in the description below and on my blog. If you saw my last video, you saw that I used Glad Press and Seal to keep all my little pieces together, and I'm going to use it for this too. It is really working well to keep all the pieces together. So one side of this, and that's the side that's up, is rather sticky. It will keep your cardstock pieces right in place, right where you put them. So I'm just adding each piece as they were cut and just snugging them up together. And as I press them down into the press and seal, they won't move. So once I get them all in place, then I'll show you how I put them on the card. They're all lined up now, pretty much where they're going to go. And now I'm going to flip the other end of the press and seal over onto the front. After I do that, I'm going to peel the back off, and you'll be looking at the back side of the cardstock, the side that's going to be adhered to the card front. So I'm peeling that off carefully. If you've pressed the front down really firmly, I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but I'm still really careful. So now I'm just going to use regular Scotch tape and tape them all together so that they will end up being one solid piece. I put a lot of tape on the back of these, probably a little overkill, but if you've ever had anything fall apart, you know that's better, right? So lots of tape, and then I will peel it off of the press and stick, and I will have my card front. It's so much easier than trying to just put them together and tape at the same time. I love how this stuff works. So I'm going to apply it to this Sweet Tooth cardstock panel. I'm using this for a sketch challenge, so I've already prepared the corners of this. As you see, these strips are a little bit longer than my panel there, and that's great because I want to trim off the edges. Now before I stamp my sentiment, I'm marking it with a pencil really lightly along the curve, and I'm using this sentiment, which is from Wavy Greetings. It's designed to go along with the Ride the Waves Die-namics. So I'm going to ink it up with steel gray ink, premium dye ink. I know I'm not the only one that gets lint or cat hair on my stamps, right? Inking it up again. And then I'm going to stamp using that pencil line as a guide. And I'm going to erase it now rather than try to erase it after I get my colored strips in place. So now I'm going to just adhere my waves onto that, just with the tape runner, and I'm making sure not to get my tape too close to my edges because I know I'm going to have to trim some off of both sides. So using my sentiment now as a guide, I'm going to put my waves on. The sketch actually showed the bottom covered without that little cutout, but I couldn't bear to cut away any of my colors, so I'm doing it this way. So now I'm just trimming off all the little excess on the edges, and that way you don't have to worry about trimming them the right length beforehand. To put them onto the card front, the base, I'm just using some foam tape for some dimension. And then I will add the embellishment. And for that I am using a little camera, and I have it all already assembled except that little heart in the center doesn't want to stay. So let's glue him back again. Keeping it real. I'm using Cute Cameras 2 for this, and I'm just going to pop that up on foam as well. Except I had a double piece there on that one corner, and I don't think I need that. So let's just use a single layer. And you'll notice on the finished card that I added some glittery enamel dots too. On the inside, I am going to put a sentiment from Lena Lamb Designs. Picture this. And it's a birthday greeting. And that's it. Thanks for watching.